start off with the dream of the week. Liz, what do you have?
Okay, this is a fresh dream. This is from this morning.
Super fresh.
So I woke up early this morning. It was around 5 o'clock. Um, I don't know exactly what time it was because I didn't have my phone with me, which is unusual. But everybody in my house was still sleeping. So I didn't want to get up. And that's very rare. Like, usually somebody wakes me up by just kind of bouncing into my bedroom. I didn't want to get up and look for my phone because then I was going to wake up someone in the house and my day was going to start. And I really just kind of wanted to take the opportunity to doze in bed. It was before dawn, that kind of pre dawn blue, just pretty light was filtering in through my window. And I thought, maybe if I'm really lucky, I'll just doze off and have another little dream. And that's exactly what happened. And this is the dream. I dreamed I was working in a gift shop. I remember that the walls were kind of a deep red, but it was like a kind of a maroon. It wasn't a spooky red. It felt like an outdated decorative red, if that makes sense. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing gold filigree, and I could see a gold braided curtain cord. That was kind of the aesthetic of the whole place. And the woman who was the owner didn't seem like she was really holding it together. And she was kind of losing it. She was close to retirement and she just kept ordering all these things for the gift shop that were just sitting in inventory, like uh, decorative shower curtains and bedding. It was just out of style. But I kept working there because I felt sure that she was going to retire soon. And when she did, that I was going to be able to take over kind of a management position, and that this might be my calling. This might be my kind of dream job, or that I could at least make a good living out of it, and then I would have some autonomy. It was worth sticking around. Then I woke up in my bed, and I was really interested in this dream because I remembered the place so well. It seemed like it was based on a real place that I knew that I wanted to find. And so I asked my parents what this place was called, but they weren't in the room. So I called out to them, and I heard my dad outside yelling something. And it sounded like he was playing with my kids, not yelling angrily, but um, just kind of shouting and having fun. And I couldn't understand what he was saying. And then I heard him say, "Get the soap, get the soap." And it turns out it had started pouring rain outside, and he was joking about giving the kids a bath outside. So, but nobody would answer my question. I kept asking about this gift shop. Like, do you remember a place like this? Can you remember a place like this that was in my dream? And finally, I just kind of said to myself, was it the keeping room? And is that what I'm thinking of, the keeping room? And my dad said, no, it was a place called Levity. Levity, like gravity, but levity.
Yeah.
But it was spelled weird, and it was a play on the word levy, like levy tea. And I thought it was so interesting. So I took a pen and I started to jot it down. I was still in my bed. I jotted it down on a desk, on a wooden desk, like the one that I had in school, where it's a wooden desk that's bolted to a chair. And I had a red pen and I wrote down the word levity. And he said, yeah, one of my employees runs that place. And my mom said, don't even think about working there. It's beneath you. And then I woke up in my bed. So I dreamed about the gift shop, and then I woke up in my bed and told my parents about the dream. And then I woke up in my bed. And then I was just really fascinated that I had had this dream within a dream. So I started looking for my notebook. It was still really blue and kind of dusky in the room. And I looked around for my dream journal, and I couldn't find it because there were books, notebooks, and papers scattered everywhere. It was like I had had when you have a sick day and you work from bed, and so there's just papers all over the place, tissues crumpled up. And I finally found it. And I found my phone too, which I had been looking for. And it looked like I had just like went through my phone until I passed out and dropped it at my feet. And so I checked Instagram because I had posted something the night before, and I wanted to see if it got any likes. And when I opened the post, the picture made no sense. The caption made no sense, but it still got 12 likes. And so I guess excited about that. It was more than I expected. And I finally found the dream journal. I got a pen and I started to write it down, but it was still really dark. So I went to turn the light on and I turned on the light and my light switch. But around the light switch were all of these s- swirling designs, like sketches, like when you write in a notebook while you're on the phone and there's doodles all
Yeah.
around the page. And it was on the wall. And when I turned the light switch on, the light came on, but it was super dim. It was like when you're, do you remember a school gymnasium where they turn the lights on, but it's those
Yeah.
sodium lights that take forever to heat up? So I turned that off and I turned on the lamp. And that is when I woke up in my bed.
Oh my God. So you had a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream.
Yeah.
Whew.
So it was the gift shop dream, the dream where I told my parents about the gift shop dream, the dream where I woke up in my bed at the same time of day and tried to write the dream down, and then when I woke up from that dream.
How do you know
And this
you're not
all
dreaming right now?
I don't. I don't know anything. So after when I woke up from that, I was frantic. I was frantic. I still couldn't find my phone, but this was real life. I couldn't find my phone, and the sun was just starting to come up. So all this must have happened between 5:30 and 6 o'clock this morning. It was just, and this is the time of day when I have the best dreams. Like
Oh
this
yeah.
is when I fly. This is when I can levitate. This is when I have lucid dreams. All of these weird kind of things happen in this pre-dawn time, especially if I wake up and go back to sleep, because it's something about that half conscious state.
Yeah.
And I even wondered, did I did I actually wake up from this dream a few times but just drift back into sleep so smoothly that I didn't even know it? Because every time I woke up I thought, wow, what a dream. That was crazy.
Oh,
And
holy smokes.
it just kept happening, and it was so wild, but it wasn't scary at all. I was so into it. So into it.
So Mina's
Trying
dream
to
of the week. I love this dream because it does the thing that dreams do that I love. Okay, which is that they're disjointed, that there is no sort of like sequential understanding of it. So in my dream, I was in a neighborhood with my husband, and I think it's a neighborhood that I lived in when I was in Virginia. And I see a group of young children, girls. They're like 6 or 7 years old, and they're just kind of in a little posse, but it's late at night. And I realize that they are robbing some elderly people and they're taking their electronics. So Jeff and I were like, we got to go stop this. So my husband and I walk up to this gaggle of little kids, and we basically like manhandle them to like get them to stop attacking the elderly people and to get these electronics away from them. But inside of that, like I was getting my phone mixed up with like this collection of other phones, and then a van pulls up and it's the adults for this group. And the kids jump in, and I realize that I have all of these electronics, but I don't have my phone. So I run up to try to like, I don't know, cut a deal with these adult people. And then I find my phone. It slides out of my sleeve and I find my phone. So I'm like,
Oh,
fine. And then immediately I'm having a conversation with somebody else about why I love taking showers in showers that have windows. Like I'm in a full conversation about it. Like, oh, my preference always
right.
shower in a shower that has a window to the outside. Like this is my favorite place to shower. And in my dream, I can see every shower that I've ever taken inside of a shower that has windows, which is not a lot. I've not had the privilege to be in a shower that has a window often. A window in your shower is one of the great pleasures you can have in life. Have you experienced this?
It's terrible. I hate it. I okay.
Outrageous. Okay. So anyway, going back to my dream of the week, I loved it because it did that thing that I find so lovely about dreams, where you are in a scenario and you are deep in a scenario. And then, like a strange movie, you jump cut and you are somewhere else. And there is no need for explanation. It is just this really seamless thing that your brain does. I'll speak for myself, that my brain does, that says, this is the scenario we were enjoying. Here's a new scenario that we're enjoying. And I'm just like, great, I'll take it. Yeah. the debate is dreams, are they fiction or nonfiction? And I have semi-strong thoughts about this.
Okay.
I'm not willing to get
Let's
into a
hear it.
fist fight with anybody. Dreams are autobiographical fiction. Here's why. All of the contents and belongings of these dreams belong to me, belong to some part of my consciousness that has been collected through time, is part of sort of a working a memoir, if you will. They're drumming up some interesting ideas and storylines that have nothing to do with my real life. In particular, every one of my toilet dreams, which we will save for another episode. And sometimes there are tidbits of things that are kind of real, but for the most part, all of it is fiction. But the contents, how we got there, feels autobiographical. Are you going to fight me?
I was ready to go down on this one. I mean, I thought you were going to say nonfiction, so I was ready to hard disagree.
Okay.
Because I say fiction, full stop. Because dreams are stories that we tell ourselves to make sense of our world. But it's a story. It's a story. These are all stories. We can be the character in the story. So I guess technically that you could call that autobiographical fiction, although I don't know that that's a real genre. But that's just my thought, that it's fiction. They're thoughts. And a thought is a real thing that you have in your brain. It's neurons firing. So that is happening in reality. But the events that happen in our dreams are just purely fiction. And that's because otherwise I work in a gift shop and I don't.
Okay, but I think the way that you're viewing it is that we make dreams, right?
Yes.
Like our minds make dreams, which
Totally.
I think is a logical perspective on this. I think when I'm saying it's autobiographical fiction, it's because I like to believe that my dreams are doing something for me, not that I am creating the dreams, that somehow my dreams exist as their own entity, this sort of dream generator, this little dream like system that is like cranking out. It's taking me and cranking out the stories.
Okay. I don't think that's true.
Okay.
Here's what I think.
Okay.
Most of our lives and most of our memories are kind of fiction, our actual lives and our actual memories. Because we as humans are just wired for narrative. Our brains have evolved to find beginning, middle, and end, plot, motive, whatever, to look at an experience, whatever, a relationship, a job, and tell a narrative of it. But almost immediately after it happens, the narrative takes over. Your memories start to kind of shimmer a little bit and turn into something different than what actually happened. We are constantly making stories of our life. And so even our daily waking memories and experiences can be semi-fictionalized in our brains. I feel like dreams, it's just us kind of continuing that, but just to the nth degree, where there are no limitations, right? We're just telling the story the way we really want it to be told. Or, I don't know, it's just little bits of gunk that get stuck in our psyche, but it's stories. It's all stories.
Dream movie of the week. Liz, please.
Yeah.
Tell us what you watched this week.
So I think I might be the last person to watch Inception.
Wait a minute.
Which is dumb.
Pause. This was the first time you've seen it?
This is the first time. I know. It makes no sense.
Oh my
This
goodness.
movie's been out for 10 years.
I thought you were rewatching it
No, I've
for this
never
show.
ever seen it. Well,
Holy
I
smokes.
finally told myself, Liz, you have to go and watch this. This is important. This is your research.
For everyone out there, Inception, Christopher Nolan, it came out 10 years ago. Is that what you're saying?
2010.
Yeah.
I was so angry because I had all of these, what I thought were really profound thoughts about dream time. And within the first 10 minutes of this movie, they just blah, 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 blah. Like, here's all your ideas. We reached into your brain, Liz. We took all of your ideas. We put them in this movie.
10
You
years
can just
ago.
shut it down right now. There's nothing new you can say. Because basically, in the exposition of this movie, Leo DiCaprio is explaining to Ellen Page's character how dream time works and how
Mhm.
our mind is conceiving and experiencing the dream simultaneously. And I was like, ding, ding, ding. That's exactly what I was just thinking. And it was just beautifully done. As an avid dreamer and someone who's obsessed with dreams, I loved every part of the dream scape of this
Mhm.
movie and just the kind of explanation, because there were some liberties taken. They put some real, like, rigid time stamps on this many minutes in real life is double the
Right.
time in your dream, and then when you go into the second level of dreams, but it was almost like it was world building, like this is what we know to be true. I appreciated the whole dream nature, and I didn't find it especially difficult to follow, because I remembered some people mentioning, oh, what level are we in, or is this real, is it dream, and I thought it was, which must have been exhausting to do, but I felt like I always kept clear track of what level of the dream we were in, who was in what level of the dream, and what their purpose was.
Yeah. The first time I watched it, I was so delighted and hypnotized immediately that I allowed myself to almost slip into a dream state while watching it, which then confused
Hmm.
me. So, like, I
Okay.
realized somewhere midway through, I was like, oh, I need to keep my wits about me, because I was just
Hmm.
so really taken by the nature of the content, because I also was just like, oh, this is a movie made for me, that I
Hmm.
let myself
Hmm.
slip into something, some sort of like subconscious place to like absorb it. Like I
Yeah.
I think I'd convinced myself I would just meld with I would just meld with this movie, and we would absorb each other.
When
And
the movie ended, I just thought, gosh, I am never going to get to have this experience of a dream within a dream within a dream. And I mean, it's like just a few in a lifetime, just a few times in my life that I can remember having a dream within a dream at all. And that night, I did it
yeah.
the next morning after watching this. So I'm sure that this movie influenced me somehow to have this dream within a dream within a dream.
So we've come to the end of episode 2. Good night, Liz.
Good night, Mina.